You believe it's money, don't you? The fancy car, the designer watch, the private jet fantasy. That's what every woman wants, everyone says. But what if I were to tell you that what women actually desire, what actually draws them in on a level they can't even put into words, is something much deeper? What if I were to tell you she'll pursue a man with presence more relentlessly than one with power? She'll dream of a mysterious man longer than a man with a mansion. And she'll lie awake wondering about a man who makes her feel noticed more than a man who pays for a first-class seat. In this video, we're going deep into the 6 things women secretly adore more than money. And they're not what you expect. We're cutting through the deception, torching the shallow seduction advice, and hitting the raw psychology of attraction. No hype, no tricks, just reality. And if you can grasp these things, you won't merely attract her, you'll haunt her in the best possible way. Let's dive in. If you've got the guts to become the man she can't ignore, hit subscribe and drop a comment. Let the world know you're not here to play small. Sign 1. The power of presence. Why attention is currency that women desire more than money. You can wave a Rolex around, drive up in a Ferrari, and flex your wallet like it's a stick. But the catch is, if your brain isn't present in the room, it can just as well be a ghost. Because women don't want you to show up. They want you to show up present. Let me set the scene. Picture a guy sitting across from a woman on a date. His phone rings. He looks at it. She's discussing her day. He's nodding, but his eyes are vacant. He's present physically, but absent mentally. He may have Bezos's bank account and Clooney's confidence, but to her, he's not worth a second date. Now, compare that to another guy. He leans in when she talks. He listens with questions that cut deep. He hears the crack in her voice when she's talking about her childhood dog. He notices her. That guy. He doesn't require millions in the bank because his attention is wealth. Is presence addictive? This is what most guys miss. Presence is power. And not just any power. It's the kind that you feel in silence. When a woman speaks and you don't simply listen, but you hear her. When you regard her like you're not in a hurry to leave because there's somewhere else you'd rather be. Money will buy you a seat at the table. But presence, that's what keeps her. It's primitive. It's psychological. It's stoic. The world is loud. Most men are fragmented. But a man who can slow time with his gaze, with his stillness, that's rare. And rare always wins. Sign 2. Emotional mastery. The dangerous allure of the man she can't shake. Ever notice how women remember the guys who don't get emotional? Not in a cold, distant way, but in a composed, unshakable way. That's not indifference. That's emotional mastery. And it's more attractive than any high-rise condo in Manhattan. Here's the reality: women hardly ever speak out loud. They're attracted to men who are grounded. Men who don't act like kids when things get stressful. Men who aren't controlled by impulse or drama or ego. Why? Because in a world where chaos is the default, a peaceful man is a sanctuary. Imagine this. She's observing how you act when you're under stress. A rude server, an argument, a bad day. Do you lose your temper? Do you sulk? Do you rage? Do you complain? Or do you breathe? Do you pause? And you deal with it with steel in your spine? That's stoic. That's high value. That's memorable. It's not that women don't want emotional men. They do, but they want a man who's mastered his emotions, not one who's mastered by them. The ones who remain calm while the room is on fire, those are the ones who make an impact. Because emotional mastery conveys more than maturity. It shouts, "I don't need control over you. I have control over myself." And that's worth more than any bank account. Sign 3. Purpose. The hottest fixation she can't measure up to. Here's something men fear more than a snake in the grass. If a woman is certain that she can be your whole universe, she'll lose you. She needs to mean something, sure, but she doesn't need to be your quest. You know what's hotter than candlelit dinners and six-pack abs? A man so focused on his mission, he can't be swayed by anything, even her. That doesn't mean you don't notice her. It means you're not swayed by temptation, by baubles, by emotional manipulation. You have a North Star, and your eyes are fixed on it. Let me slug you with a quote. A man without a mission is like a ship without a sail, at the mercy of every wave. Women can sense that. They know the difference between when your life centers on them or whether you've got a greater mission. And if you do, they admire it. They pursue it. They compete against it, even though they never will confess it in a loud manner. Because a man with a purpose, that's the truest form of masculine power there is. He's not overinvested. He's not needy. He's not desperate to prove himself. He's got discipline, and women love that. Money. Men lose interest. But purpose? Purpose invades her blood and lodges itself there forever. Sign 4. Discipline. The hidden aphrodisiac nobody mentions. This one slips underneath the radar. But if you ask women what really makes a man attractive in the long run, they'll tell you discipline. Every time. Why? Because discipline is trust in motion. A man who sticks to his word, who wakes up early, trains when he's tired, works when it's hard. He's showing her something no flashy gift ever could. I can handle pressure. I can protect. I can provide. And I won't fold. That's not just attractive. That's primal. Discipline is that you don't allow your vices to control your life. You're not a slave to your phone, to booze, to lust, to anarchy. You command yourself. And when a woman sees that, a man who says no to temptation, yes to his standards, and doesn't blink under pain, she respects you, then wants you, then fantasizes about you. Because a disciplined man is scarce, and scarcity creates obsession. So forget flaunting, forget flashing money. Introduce her to your routine. Introduce her to your hustle. Introduce her to the quiet consistency of a man who doesn't require validation to stay on track. Sign 5. Mystery. The silent spell she can't break. Tell me something that will sound crazy. A woman will pursue the man she doesn't completely comprehend years after she's forgotten the man who provided her with everything too easily. Why? Because certainty bores. Predictability? That's comfort food. But it doesn't make the heart pound. Mystery does. You ever meet someone and you're like, there's something about them, but I don't know what it is? That's the magic of mystery. And when a man knows how to wield it, it's like crack for women's interest. Women aren't looking to date a puzzle piece. They're attracted to depth. Layers that take time to reveal themselves. That's why she'll creep his Instagram. It's why she'll replay his words in her mind, questioning what he was saying. It's why she'll text her best friend at 2 a.m. with the message, "He's different. I can't get him." You know what that is? Power. Not manipulative power, but magnetic power. Power based on the Stoic philosophy of restraint. Mystery isn't about being aloof or lying. It's about living such a rich life she's only glimpsing 20% of it. It's about not oversharing. It's about answering a question and making her think about the answer long after you're gone. Mystery whispers, "There's more to me, but only if you're worth it." And that whisper, it's louder than a shout. Sign 6. Integrity, the real heat of a man who means what he says. Here's the switch that shatters most guys' minds. Women are drawn to a man who keeps his word more than a guy with a black card. You can't pretend integrity. You can't purchase it, lease it, or Instagram it. It exists in the little things, the everyday choices, the painful realities. A man with integrity is frightening in the best sense of the word because the world can't mold him, and neither can she. This is what integrity looks like. When you commit to calling, you call. When you hold out to showing up, you do. When she tests your boundaries and you draw the line, not to control her, but to honor yourself. And let me be real. Integrity doesn't mean you're flawless. It means you're grounded. It means when the world's changing and everyone's playing games, you don't. You hold steady. That kind of man is a lighthouse. He's consistent, dependable. Not in an unsexy way, but in a way that makes women feel secure enough to release their feminine nature. It's not flashy. It's not sexy on the outside. But deep down, it's the thing she remembers when she's wondering whether or not you're worth holding on to. It's the thing she senses when your back is against the wall, and she still knows you're faithful. It's the thing that causes her to say, "I don't know why, but I feel safe around him." Money can buy her things. Integrity constructs a space she wants to bring herself into. And in the long game, that's how you win. So let's return to the truth. Money disappears. Appearance disappears. The hype, it never fades. But presence, that remains in her mind. Purpose, that resonates in her heart. Discipline, mystery, and integrity, that's the stuff that remains in her bones. So, if this resonated with you, if it struck a chord deep within you, if you're finished playing the game and want to become a master of the silence, the presence, the power, click that subscribe button. Become part of the tribe. And let's continue becoming the man they don't see coming, but can never forget. Because this isn't about posturing. Let her chase the noise. You become the signal. Catch you in the next one.